Doja Cat has been a figure in the pop world for a couple years now. After her first album came out back in, I think, 2017, called Amala, and it wasn't that popular. But then she came with the single Moo, which was pretty big, and Juicy. She started getting a lot of attention. She became basically a worldwide megastar, though, with her album Hot Pink, which the only album I've heard from her, I think it's okay. Truly, I do like her as an artist, though, and I do think she's enjoyable. I think she has some pretty solid tracks in her belt. I think Say So is a nice track, I'll admit it. It's a little overplayed, but I still enjoy it. Streets is actually great, in my opinion, and I think that is a really boss, great track right there. Her flow is great, the beat was just so good. Yeah, it's a great track, in my opinion. There's other tracks where I think are pretty fun. I think Juicy's pretty fun. Moo is pretty carefree, enjoyable to me. As a whole, though, I like her. I don't think she's great. I don't think she's put in anything boundary pushing or genre bending, but it's all enjoyable for what it is. So she was like, hey, I'm dropping a new album, Planet Her, and I was interested by it. Kiss Me More was the first single from it. I'll get to that song later. As a whole, I was interested to hear what Planet Her would have to offer. I was hoping she would kind of go with a new sound, hoping she would go up from Hot Pink and not down. I think I see a ton of potential in her, so I was absolutely hoping that potential will be enacted on. She would make a great album. I wasn't expecting anything mind blowing. I wasn't expecting anything amazing. In fact, even saying I expected something great was a bit of a stretch. But expecting something enjoyable, something fun, I know she's capable of it, so I was interested to hear that. We opened the track with Woman, which is a pretty enjoyable track. The production is really great across, I'll say this about the whole album. There's no track where I feel like the production wasn't at least good. There's a couple tracks here and there that I think are kind of but I think the whole album as a whole, the best thing about most of these tracks is the production. It has this very kind of poppy but spacious vibe to it. It sounds really nice. It's not spacious as like Travis Scott or Lil Uzi or Kid Cudi, but it is still in the lane of being this kind of spacious, otherworldly sound to it. As otherworldly as still being mainstream, if you get what I'm saying there. I like it though. Most of the production on this was solid as fuck, and it definitely comes across like this is a pretty big deal album. And I'm hearing something coming down. Well, we're good. I heard I felt like I heard one of the clips about to fall, another record fall off the wall. Anyway, Woman is a solid intro though. The biggest issue I have with it is the hook. I think for a couple tracks here, I don't think she really figures out how to do hooks that aren't annoying. This hook is just kind of anime. The delivery's weird. It's not bad though. The whole track is still enjoyable and I still like it. It's just the hook is a little weird to me. Naked is good, but the hook is even more annoying here. It's not bad. Once again, it's an okay hook. It's just obnoxious to me. I think Doja Cat has two sides to her. I think she has a really fun, kind of bouncy, sarcastic vibe. But then she has this really obnoxious, high-pitched, annoying side, which I really, really want her to stop going into. I think it can be fun. It's fun a couple times here, but most of the time it just annoys me. Payday is a fun banger. Young Thug and Doja kind of do their thing. I'll be honest, I think Young Thug hasn't really done a ton this year that I've been crazy about, though. He did an entire Slam Language 2, and it had tons of features on it, and the whole thing was it was just mid for me. So I feel like this year he hasn't really put out a ton of things I can say I think were that impressive. But he's not by any means a bad rapper. I still like Thug. I'm just a little disappointed by his 2021 run so far. Hopefully Punk though comes out. Hopefully it's good. But as a whole, the track Payday, it's nice. It's fun. It's not incredible, but it's kind of enjoyable for what it is. Then we get into the next two tracks, which is kind of where this album hits its lowest. Get Into It is not that good in my opinion. The beat is really kind of uninteresting to me, but her vocals get pretty annoying. She mostly does her high-pitched voice on this, and sometimes it just gets obnoxious and it's annoying. And really, at the end of the day, this track is a total skip to me. I don't care about it. Need to Know wasn't a good single in my opinion. This was released after Kiss Me More, and before it. For some reason, Wikipedia doesn't include this as a single. I don't know why, but I honestly just found this annoying. I don't like it. I don't think it's terrible and unlistenable. It's just really lackluster to me. The beat doesn't really do a ton interesting to me, but I think Doja's just delivery is just kind of eh. This track is just really boring and uninteresting to me, and I just don't care about it. But thankfully, Ariana Grande comes in and brings this album back up. I was really worried after those two tracks. I was kind of in this, oh no, this album might be kind of bad. And then I Don't Do Drugs comes on, and it is a very, very fun pop banger, and he totally goes up from there. This track is fun. The chemistry between Ariana Grande and Doja is really nice. It's really enjoyable. It's obviously going to be a big hit, but I really enjoyed it for what it is. The chemistry is just fun. It's nice. It's smooth. I really enjoy this track. I think this album really brings it up. Love to Dream is another great track. Doja sings very well. This last league of the album, or after, everything after I Don't Do Drugs, Doja really proves she can sing well. On this track specifically, she just does a very nice, very passionate hook. It sounds great. You Right is a really solid track. It might be my favorite. I think Kiss Me More is a little better, but this is a really fun track. The Weeknd is obviously a W to me. I love the guy. He's one of my favorite R&B singers ever. I love seeing him and any artist work together. Him and Doja did the In Your Eyes remix, which I thought was pretty good. So we already knew that they worked together really well, but they work so well on this. They have a great combo. They fit super well with the spacey beat. I really enjoy this. I think it's a great track. Been Like This is probably the darkest track, and I think it really works on that. Has a very dark, spacey sound to it. It works really well. The production works great with her vocals. Overall, yeah, this track is nice. It's really well put together. It has a very much a darker, kind of gritty sound to it. I'm going to fix the lighting real quick. And overall, I really think this is a solid track from her. Options is pretty good. It's not a highlight, surprisingly, even though I'm a massive JID fan. I think it works well. I just noticed he has a very auto-tuned voice on this, which was interesting to me. I didn't... Hold up, my lighting is still kind of bad. I did not expect JID to do so much auto-tune on his verse. And it works. It's okay. I wasn't crazy about it. But I think he actually fits surprisingly well considering what JID is. But I think Doja works really well overall. Overall, they both pretty much kill it. It's not amazing, but I enjoy it for what it is. Ain't Shit's a great track to me. I think it has a kind of carefree, egotistical delivery to it, which I really like. I think Doja's ego is kind of fun, and I think she uses it really well on a lot of the tracks. This is a track I think she did very well on. It has overall just a fun sound to it. I like it. Imagine is a great track too. It has a very much more of a spacious sound to it. I like it. Overall, I don't have a ton to say on it, but I think it has really great singing on it. Mainly, that's the big thing for this track for me. Alone is a nice track too. The beat's really solid. The delivery is really great. Once again, the singing is awesome. It's not a track I think was really a highlight here, but I like it for what it is. The album ends on Kiss Me More, though, which I think is a really fun single. I think Doja and SZA have actually really fun chemistry. And on top of that, I think Doja delivers one of my favorite verses. Her verse on this has a really great flow to it. It's really smooth, it's really bouncy, it's really carefree. The hook is really nice, it has a very fun sound to it. This might be my favorite track from her except Streets. I think this is my second favorite song from her. I really enjoy this as a whole. Overall, though, this album definitely surprised me at a certain point. I think the last two-thirds of this album absolutely are great. I think it actually really does well in those last two-thirds. The first third of it's not really for me, but I think really, or actually it'd be the first fourth of it. The first bit of it is just not great to me. But after a certain point, I think she just really kicks into gear and really starts putting in. No, it's actually the first third. I was wrong. I was right. It's the first third. Okay, the first third isn't great, but the last two-thirds are really enjoyable. They're really fun, enough for me to sit there and say, hey, Planet Her is good. It's a good album, good flows, good everything. I can say I will be revisiting a few tracks from this. It's not amazing. It's not nearly as good as Call Me If You Get Lost, but I sort of like it for what it is. Planet Her is getting a pretty solid B+ from me. I'm not a high B+, but I like it for what it is, and I think Planet Her shows improvement for her. I don't know really if I need her to go much better than this. I think this was really what I was hoping for, an album where I feel like she really proves her talent. But I'm excited for what else she'll bring to the table, and I think she is an enjoyable artist, and I like her for what she is. What do you guys think on Planet Her? Do you think this is one of the better pop albums to come out this year, or pop, kind of hip-hop? Not really, though. Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace out. Bye. My kitty cats. No, fuck that, no.